paint the Mona Lisa? Destroy it. No, I'm just kidding. You actually just break it down into pieces that are sort of, that kind of make sense. Each one of these little pieces now is valuable to the user. We know that each one of these distinct pieces is something that we could presumably roll out as MVP, and eventually we get ourselves to something that's simple and that's useful. And that's just the beginning, but we know what our vision is. We are painting the Mona Lisa. Inception. So there's some pivotal labs folks in the audience today. So we've talked a lot about Inception, but this is just getting people in a room to start talking about what that Mona Lisa looks like, and then taking that and putting it into cards, putting that up on a wall, and figuring out sort of what again is your minimum viable product. So a lot of the tools that everybody in this room already uses, Agile and Lean principles, obviously, the Basecamp and Pivotal Tracker and Jira, these are all great tools to sort of track everything that you're doing and making sure that you're hitting sort of towards minimum viable product, but at the same time, keeping everything else, keeping all the other ideas that are eventually going to paint that Mona Lisa very, very carefully tracked in a backlog or an icebox. So number 5, here's one that we haven't really talked much about today. It's something that's important to Groupon. So people ask me a lot about the culture at Groupon, and they ask me about the perks of it, and I always try to like describe it, and I can't do it. It's really hard to do. And then on the plane ride here, it finally occurred to me. This is how I describe it, maybe not how everybody else at Groupon describes it, but here's my take on it. The struggle would be interesting more than impressive. It's just a value that's more important to us. We want to be interesting to our customers. We want to give them interesting things to do. We don't necessarily want to impress them with a fancy, polished product. We want to give them a great product, something they would enjoy, user experience that they would love. But it's more important for us to be interesting than for us to try to impress people. And I think that sort of strikes itself through the tone of our company.